chase the bag, gotta chase the bag. Ain't no need to lag.
What's up? What's up, guys? Whoa, what do I got? Get a little thing going over my shoulder. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Give me just a second here. All right, just trying to tweet real fast, give people a chance to join. Trying to pull my stuff up here. I was all ready to go, and then there's a bet that I've been kind of paying attention to a little bit, or a line or whatever, and started to move. It was at minus 115, moved to minus 130 on DraftKings. So I was like, whoa, like, well, that's not a big move, obviously, but went to my trusty Bet 365, which is always slower to move. And, it was still minus 115. So I had to drop that in the Discord real quick. Let's see. Speaking of the Discord, Beer Money Picks, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say the greatest Discord. I tell you, well, I'm not. I probably shouldn't say. I won't say until it's official. But there's a potential acquisition coming here along soon. That's gonna be nice for the group. But as usual here, though, I mean, we haven't talked about it in a second, but all caps code Lunchtime get you 25% off your first month, returning or first month, I believe. So I mean, check it out. We went. Let's see. I think I went 3-1 in baseball yesterday, and in a frustrating way, though, that one loss I did, I went with Phillies money line, and then the young Woo Who or whatever the guy leads, whatever his name is. I took him under 1.5 total bases, which he's been under in 13 straight games, mind you. And like that's how like sucky I've been with player props, that like I take a guy to get under that's gone under more than a dozen times in a row and he goes over. He gets a single in the first and a single in the 8th inning. But then on the podcast here, I told you to take the Phillies minus 1.5. I told you to take Zach Wheeler for a run if you want to do that. Both of those hit. So I think I've certainly decided. What's up, Grinch? I think I've certainly decided that I did a little bit in the NBA too. Like I started running a lot of the podcast plays as official like Discord plays. Because I mean, man, I do put in a decent amount of time in this. I mean, like literally from the moment I wake up, kind of do stuff with the kids or whatever. But I mean, there's at least an hour and a half of 2 hours kind of just thought process / putting this together, making graphics and everything. So obviously these are plays that I feel good about. And then I turn around and I end up playing an alternative. And I don't know if that's because I think that I need to, because it's to give it a different variation or something like that. But I think I've certainly come to the realization that, I need to probably run more of the podcast plays in the Discord instead of kind of getting creative. I did just give out a pitcher player prop, and over outs. I feel like that's been a profitable market. I'm seeing a lot of people run it. We ran one yesterday for the Tigers pitcher, and he went over it. Did get a little scary. He did give up a home run in the fifth. I needed him to go, through the 6th inning, and he ended up giving a home run like right away. But they kept him in, let him ride it out. So that was nice to see. But I did give out an over props bet in the Discord already, and then at least 2 of these plays, I feel like for the podcast, I feel really good about that may make it to the Discord. And then it just kind of like pop whatever else kind of comes up, Yeah, TJ, so close to home run lotto, man. We hit 2 out of 3. Salvador Perez, just didn't, man, he just didn't have it. What sucks is that, like, honestly, that was the kind of throw-in bet. But I mean, Schwarber and Ohtani together might not even have been plus 1,000. It wouldn't have been pretty good. Marcus, I took a look at it already. Minus 133 on that particular bet. Kentucky's actually rained out, Marcus. So if we play something, I'm looking at Clemson and North Carolina, but it's like minus 133. So it would have to be like a 1.5 unit type bet. Don't trust Coastal Carolina today. Looked at that one. They're on an 8-game losing streak. I seen that and I was like, whoa, get out of here, you know. See, TJ, I'm glad you're here because I tell you what, I want to take somebody to hit a home run in that game, and I would have possibly ran Schwarber back. So man, yeah, Phillies might have a tough time about it again today. Anyhow, all right, let's get into it. We do have some pretty good weather, so there's a couple games that I want to make sure we get after in terms of weather. We'll I don't know if I want to talk about it right this second or not. But at the Reds, and there's chance of rain with some of these too. But looking at the Cincinnati game, they have a 45% increase in home runs, 20% increase in runs. The Cleveland game, wind blown out, 15% increase. Philly blown out to right field, which was why I was thinking lefty TJ. Plus 21% home run chance, and then at Wrigley Field at plus 22%. So when we do our home run lotto today, I want somebody from the Cubs game. I want somebody from the Philly game, Cleveland or Cincinnati. We only want 3, so obviously one of those games we won't touch. But those are the those are the 4 games I want to identify just because they got good hitting environments and everything like that. Yeah, Grinch. That's what I haven't. Ultimately I have to decide still, but Clemson and Charlotte is playing at Truist Field today. So it's a neutral field. So Clemson, obviously the better team. They've already beat Charlotte. And then who's the other? Oh, UNC and Campbell. That game was close. It was 9-9. It was 3-3 going into the 9th inning, and UNC hit a home run or something. They scored 3. They scored 3 in the top of the 9th, ended up winning 6-3. I think they own the series 10. They've beat 50-10 UNC to the lifetime or whatever years and years back. Before North Carolina went on that huge no loss home streak or whatever. Campbell was a team that beat them last time beforehand, but UNC is pretty good at home. But it's bullpen though. UNC is going bullpen. I think Campbell is too. So hey, it's Tuesday baseball. Those are the 2 best teams in my opinion. Varsho for the lefty, or for the Jays. Yeah. Who's pitching for Sanchez? Anyway, let's get into plays though. That's the weather. In terms of just baseball today, guys, I think we have some great plays. Very quickly to just kind of look at them real quick. I'm not recording for the podcast today. Honestly, I'm just, like I talked about it. I'm just kind of done with this. This is no Twitter. We're just YouTube. Just the subscribers are here today. If you're watching on a recorded version, I appreciate you guys just as much watching recorded versus the live here. This 3:00 game, we got the Rangers and the Athletics. I feel like this could be an over game. Urena is a terrible pitcher. Dude's bad. If I knew he was going to attempt to pitch 5 or 6 innings, I think this would be a for sure over game. The guy just gives up a ton of hits. If he goes even 3 innings, I feel like he could give up a lot of hits. Tigers and Guardians, both of these pitchers give up a lot of home runs. If you follow me on Twitter at Live Joe Bets, I gave out the home run guide today. I think there's going to be, a potential for a lot of home runs there. You look at Sandoval versus Priester and the Angels and Pirates. I feel like that could be an over game too. Then you got the Blue Jays and Phillies. Wind blowing out. We'll talk home runs there. Corbin Burns going against the Nationals. Trevor Williams still yet to give up a home run. Maybe that changes today. White Sox and Rays, we got to play on that game. Astros and Yankees, not really interested. Braves and Red Sox, I gave a play for that game in the Discord. Cubs and Padres, got to play for it. We got our boy Eminaga going today. Mets and Cardinals, I thought really hard about running that first 5 back for the Mets. That cashed for us yesterday. If you want to run that as an unofficial play, feel awesome about it. I ended up in the Discord running that as the early up promo. A lot of people ask about the early up. I like in my head, I have a mental note of what I want to play. That's the game I'm going to play for the early up. I haven't locked it in yet. I kind of like to see how my games start. Depending on how I do it, I might have a game at 6:40, and then I'll have like an hour worth of kind of trying to see how that game's going, and I like to kind of just see how things are progressing. If my first, handful of bets are just looking terrible, um then I might hop off and not run it. So since that game starts a little later, I'll probably drop that around 7:20 or 20 minutes beforehand potentially. um Dodgers Phillies money line hit yesterday. Dodgers been looking good. I'm sure Dodgers minus 300 though. They got Yamamoto on the mound. I'm sure that's a good look there. Um, but okay, yeah. Anyway, I think we got some good baseball, guys. We're getting to the point where baseball is going to start turning around for us. Like I said, I went 3-1 in the Discord yesterday. I felt really good about it. I ran variations of the plays. I ran some pitcher props. So if you're not in there and you want to hop in, come on in. If you want to keep up with the free stuff, come on in. Obviously it's up to you. Certainly my job to try to promote it and try to get people to join and everything like that. Back to our winning ways though. We had hit 5 or 6 days in a row winning, lost. Here we are. Hey, one winning day is certainly a streak, so we'll get after it. Let's do these 3 plays here, and then we'll talk some home runs in those 4 games that I like. I do have some people picked out, although one of them was Schwarber, so it looks like I probably not got to get rid of that, seeing as Barrios, throws up some good numbers against lefties. Here we go. And like I said, though, guys, continue to just try to retweet. I post a link. I always post at 11 o'clock, going live in 30 minutes, and then I post, hey, we're live, and here's the link, stuff like that. Certainly, there was I was having 50, 60 people live at a time. We also, the Discord was hitting a ton of bets, and there was like a lot of eyes on it and everything like that. Not to say we're not, but I mean, like there was a period where we were hitting just stupid stuff. I can't wait to the moment that this blows up and I've got whatever, I'm pushing 1,000 subscribers. I wish the 750 were live every day, but I certainly appreciate the people that pop in at a normal day, and consistency is certainly key. And, over time, I think we're going to get there. And, but if you're around, you can suggest it or retweet it or whatever. I got to find a way to, I got to hit a home run. I got to hit a home run prop. I mean, that I got to hit a home run lotto. I mean, that's what I think needs to happen, or I need to have like 20 winning days in a row and try to get people to join that way. Like five's not good enough apparently, so. Or honestly, the other thing, before we get into it, like you all remember like a couple months ago, I was trying to run like the 10K challenge, and I was doing it on just straight plays. And like at the end, I used to say like, all right, like, let's pick one of the 3 of my plays here, and that's going to be our straight play. And then I would do a separate video and be like, all right, here's the 10K play. Like this is the one, like, and then we tried to go like hit that many straights in a row or whatever. I haven't gone 0-3. See, that's the thing, because I usually don't go 0-3. It's very, very rare that I have an 0-3 day. So like I had kind of thought it gives us a 33% chance. And then we run the 10K off of the the podcast plays is just straight, instead of that 2 legs to get a hit or 3 guys to whatever. That was another thought I had, was trying to run the 10K challenge off of the YouTube channel, and because everybody loves that shit. Man, I don't know. Maybe I should do that again. Make a second video and start doing the day 1 and have a separate video for that. Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe I'll do that today. All right. Anyway, let's go. We've already been talking for a while, and I feel like about nothing. First play, White Sox versus Rays. If you look at the home run guide that I put out on Twitter at Live Joe Bets, or I try to put out every day, it's just kind of time consuming. Sometimes I just don't have time. Sometimes I honestly just don't feel like doing it every single day. But Soroka has allowed 7 home runs this year. Eflin's allowed 6 so far. So both of those guys top of the list in terms of the pitchers that have allowed them most home runs today, that are pitching today. White Sox been super scrappy, wearing the hat, wearing the hoodie. It's cold where I'm at today. Especially scrappy against the Rays. They've played 4 times this year already. They've gone over this total now 3 out of 4 games, with the 1 loss being at 6. That was because the Rays just didn't do much in that 4-2 game. Realistically, I mean, the White Sox won 4-2. Rays didn't really do anything. Realistically, they could be over this total in 4 straight games, so the Rays just didn't show up. Michael Soroka, 6.48 ERA. He's given up at least 2 runs in every start this year. He only goes over um, he only goes over about 6 max innings. He goes 4 or 5 innings. He went 6 one time. So I mean, and then he's going to hand it over to this bullpen that has just been the bullpen's just been getting rocked. I even said it in the Discord the other day. Like it's almost like the White Sox been able to go up 1 or 2 runs, and then the bullpen just falls apart. It's like if the White Sox go up 1 or 2, just take the other team. The other team's going to come back. There's going to be an explosive 7th, 8th run or 8th inning, type, get a couple runs to get him back in the game. Like it always seems like that happens. So when he's out, the dude that's just been getting rocked, is going to give it up to a bullpen that really just gives the game up all the time. They give up a lot of walks, and they allow plenty of teams to come back in the game to tie it up or win. Eflin going on the other side for the Rays. He's given up 8 in his last 2 starts, including his start against the White Sox, April 26th start against the White Sox. He gave up 5 runs in that game. He's had some good games and some bad games, of course. We don't know who's going to show up today. Is the Rays bats going to show up today, or the White Sox bats going to show up today? But we're in a dome. We should have average hitting environments. Don't have to worry about wind blowing in or anything like that. So a well hit ball certainly should travel. We certainly should have a home run in that case. And I like the 8 because we have that push potential. Like this one. Like I said, just off the history, we're hitting at a 75% hit rate at this one. And really, the loss was because the better team just didn't perform. Both of these pitchers certainly have been struggling. Like I said, I mean, Eflin giving up 8 in his last 2 starts. I think 4-4 in back-to-back starts. Maybe not. That's somebody else probably. But anyway, it's scary to think or to trust or to ask for the White Sox to, hey, like White Sox, go win, go get some runs or whatever, But I think it's probably a pretty good look. One of my more favorite bets today, of the 3, was this, and I not even just because it's the White Sox. I mean, they've just been able to put runs on the board on the board recently, So we'll see how it goes, and also got the player of the day, thumbnail player of the day is Big Baby Eloy Jimenez. So we'll see what happens there. See what we can do to get some runs. Second play, coming out of the Reds and the Diamondbacks, same thing, over 8.5 in this game. I didn't really actually. I think I did look. I don't think there was any 8s. It's got to be 8.5. So we need 9 runs to cash. Obviously, 8 is going to be a miss. Zach Gallen pitching. Frankie Montas really wanted to target the hitting conditions today. Like I said, though, we have a chance of a weather delay. But who knows about rain? You never know what rain's going to show up. Anything like that. So it's hard to bank off of that. Like I said, you got college canceling games already, but MLB is obviously they're always going to try to get their games in. Ballpark Pal, like I said, has them with a 45% increase in home runs, 19% increase in the runs today. But I mean, every game in Cincinnati is pretty close to like that. It's a small park. You have other fields that have just a ton of like real estate in the outfield. It's not like that. It's a small park. So you do see more home runs in this park. And then you have wind blowing like across the field. So nothing crazy. Barometric pressure is low, which means like the humidity and the ball, thinner air, the ball is going to travel better. Zach Gallen going today. His away and home splits are just nuts, to be honest. At home, he's pitching to a tune of a 0.53 ERA. He's untouchable at home. Away, he's pitching at a 6.60 ERA. I mean, it's wild. Dude is just bad away. And I feel like it's like that every year. He pitches really well at home, and he's terrible away. I mean, a nearly a 0.5 ERA, which is a fantastic number. And then a 6.6 when he's away. I mean, this is a trend that we'll see if it continues, but it's something that I think is certainly worth noting. He's given out 3 runs to Seattle, 5 to the Giants, 5 to the Rockies. And then obviously this Reds team is so, off and on. I mean, honestly, crazy off and on. But we would hope that he can come through. The Reds can come through and put up some runs for us. On the other side, the Reds pitchers coming back from the mounds are different. I mean, yeah, that makes that makes sense. Unless the Rockies mound is like, or I'm sorry, unless the Diamondbacks mound is like substantially different. But I wouldn't think it's that much different. Plus, they're out there digging. He digs the hole that he wants. But anyway, Frankie Montas coming back from a small injury break. Before that, he had given up 5 runs in back-to-back innings. So I mean, the dude has certainly been hit. I've said this plenty of times. Like, I really like this Diamondbacks lineup, and it's a bummer that like it does seem like they're not hitting the ball really well. But I mean, they started out just so good. I remember watching them like, wow, like this team is awesome. And then they really just haven't done a whole lot, unfortunately. But it's 2 teams going against each other that certainly have the potential and certainly have the players to do it. They're just both like a little bit of a wishy-washy team, unfortunately. But I mean, you just have this hitting environment that is screaming, looking at models and whatnot, is supposed to be an increase in runs. And then you have, like I said, a pitcher that's horrendous away. And then you have a pitcher that's given up 5 runs in back to back, 10 runs in those last 2 starts, a guy that's been getting nailed. And then, you have, the Reds pitcher is a righty, so Jock Peterson's going to be in the lineup today. Honestly, I look at this lineup for looking at it right now. I look at this lineup for the Diamondbacks, and you get McCarthy, Gurriel, Marte, Walker, Peterson, Suarez, Morano, Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, like, what happened to that dude? I mean, he's batting 8th, but Blaze Alexander batting 9th. But I mean, Blaze has been leading off or batting higher. Blaze has been, awesome. Then, for the Reds, Benson, Cruz, Steer, Fraley, Encarnacion, India. I mean, they've got a solid lineup too, So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. On Sunday, I was talking to one of the mods in the Discord, and I was like, hey, like, I think all of these games can go over, and there's like 6 of them, and I think 5 of them like flew over. So I feel really good about it. We'll see how it goes, but I like the over here too. Like I said, just good hitting conditions for it. Then lastly, we have as usual, like the video, subscribe to the video, please. Lower people watching today, but I mean, it's certainly going to be a thing. We're not always going to have a ton of people watching, but like I said, I appreciate the regulars and everything like that. And as I'm, kind of going through this, I think I'm going to start doing that 10K challenge on the YouTube channel just as the way to kind of grow it. I mean, that's how that calling our shots dude did it. I don't know if he ran it on YouTube or if he just did it on Twitter, but I mean, they've got like 200,000 YouTube subscribers or something stupid like that. Like, I've tuned in. I watched that guy's show the last 2 days, and he's literally 0-3 every day. Like, the guy doesn't win bets. He's not good. I think that he got lucky hitting the 10K challenge, and like, that's just what I need to do. That's what we got to do. Chuck's asking if the Braves and Dodgers money line is a good look. On paper, you would think so. The Braves are slumping. The Braves haven't been looking overly good, in my opinion. The Braves are a little scary. Cutter Crawford has been one of the better pitchers in the league. He did have a rough go of it recently. Ronaldo, Lopez, certainly a solid pitcher too. Maybe due for some regression. I don't know. He played for the White Sox last year. I don't know why he wasn't good when he was with the White Sox, but nobody's good when they're with the White Sox. Yeah, Chuck. I mean, it should. The Braves just scare me because they're not hitting the ball like we think they should be. Cabrera, man, the Dodgers, Johnny, the Dodgers, I'm over the Dodgers. I'm cool with the Dodgers losing every dang game. I need to get back to like actually betting them since Shohei's kind of showing up. Yeah, Dodgers team total. I was on the Dodgers team total over 4.5 for the longest, man. They hit like the first 10 games in a row or something like that, and then they kind of fell out. Anyway, like the video and subscribe if you haven't for me, guys, please. What's up, bud?
I
What-
need buttons. I can't have them.
You need help with your remote?
And my buttons.
Just you're gonna have to figure it out yourself, buddy.
That button. You do it.
No, you do it. I'll help you. I'll help you in a little bit. I'm almost done. Go, please. Nope. Bye bye. Go figure it out. Freaking kid. All right. Cubs team total over 4.5 today. You might be surprised and thinking I was going to go with some money line action or something like that. I like the Cubs. I love betting on the Cubs. When Bellinger, I say it every freaking day. I say it. When Bellinger Suzuki comes back, this team's going to be fantastic. Randy Vasquez pitching. Vasquez. That's how I'm going to say it. Going for the Padres. 2 starts on the year. Both of them he's given up 4 runs. He has yet to prove that he's going to have a solid outing. Guy last year for the pitcher of the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken, had a pretty respectable ERA. I think in the 2s, maybe in the 3s. So far, he's given up 4 runs in back-to-back starts. Like I said, you haven't shown me that you can't not get hit. So let's keep running it, Behind him is a bullpen whose ERA ranks 13th highest. So nothing crazy, but, they give up some runs. Love betting on this Cubs team, especially at home. Ballpark Pal has this as the wind blowing out with a 22% chance of home run increase and a 3% increase in runs. I've talked about this 100 times in the last week, it seems like. When the wind is blowing in at Wrigley, you take the under, and the under hits almost every time. When the wind is blowing out, you take the over in some kind of fashion, and it generally hits unless you got like a hell of a pitcher's duel or something like that. The wind's blowing out. I would have leaned over for the game. However, Shota Imanaga's pitching, who is 5-0 with a 0.78 ERA. The guy has just been fantastic. I don't know how much the Padres do. I think this is an over environment, but the guy has been such a good pitcher that you certainly cannot trust the Padres, in my opinion, to get some runs in this spot, at least not a lot of runs and not enough runs to go over. So that's why we're going to transition to the Cubs team total, because with Imanaga pitching, he is 5-0. I believe he's had 5 starts. I believe he's gone 5-0. He may have had 6 starts. Maybe he had a no decision. I don't know off the top of my head. The Cubs have won 12 total games at home so far this year. Of those 12, 10 of them have been by 5 or more runs. I don't know what that math is. Probably like 90% or something. I don't know any of y'all calculator or good math people. That's a pretty good hit rate. When the Cubs win at home, they score 5 or more runs in 10 out of their 12 wins. They have Shota Imanaga pitching on the mound today. You have to think that he's going to give them a good chance. With the wind and the hitting environments at Wrigley today, you have to think the ball is going to be traveling. And shoot, they could still lose and obviously go over this total. It could be a 6-5 game that they lose. They hit the ball really well at home. I've said plenty of times, like I said, with the wind plays a massive factor at Wrigley, and with it blowing out, I think we're going to see some action in this game. I think we're going to see some home runs. They have a lot of guys that get on base, and they have some guys like Morel that, is hitting a home run, here and there. And it doesn't even have to be done with just home runs. They get it done kind of across the board, So to recap for the podcast, and if y'all want to take off or whatever, go ahead, and then we can talk some home runs real quick. I'm looking at these plays. I'm going to pick one of them. I'm going to do that video again. I'm literally going to hop out of here. And just as soon as this is over, I'm just going to turn around and record the 10K, video. I'm going to try to do that again, try to see if I can't get some action to it or something like that. Like I said, I don't go 0-3 very often. So if I kind of have a 33% chance and hitting it out of those plays, I don't know if, I don't even know. Like it's hard because it's the same content. But if I post this, it's like 10K challenge. Like if I post a video on Twitter and it's like 10K challenge posted, watch the video for the play. And I have a decent amount of like followers, and I would think I could get some subs that way and some views on it. And then maybe more people will watch the live video or something. That's what we're going to try. Anyway, today We're gonna run over 8 for the White Sox and the pull this back up. Let's see, over 8 for the White Sox and the Rays. We're gonna ride the Diamondbacks and the Reds over 8.5, and we're gonna go with the Cubs team total over 4.5. Obviously, I'm in a spot where I think there's gonna be a decent amount of runs today. So those are gonna be the 3 plays. That's a recap for the podcast. That's what we're gonna run. In terms of home runs, like I said, I would like to pick somebody from the Reds and the Diamondbacks game, possibly somebody from the Cleveland and the Detroit game, possibly somebody from the Cubs and the Padres game, and somebody from the Philly game. Okay? And I did just that. So, of those games, if you guys have anybody, those are just the best hitting environments on the board. That doesn't mean there won't be home runs from somebody else in another game. I'm just trying to do what I think makes probably the most sense. The 4 that I picked out, which I will need to cut one out. Yeah, I mean Rooker, because Urena sucks, but I mean going against a bullpen game, it's kind of hard. What are his odds? I don't think plus 560. That's a good Dinger Tuesday play. But I mean a home run lotto, but also trying to be a home run. I want to hit the bet. I got Christian Walker down for the Diamondbacks. In that good environment. I had Spencer Torkelson for the Tigers going against the Guardians. Kind of thinking the Guardians have just been hitting a lot of home runs, but I mean, like Naylor's been hitting a home run like every day. Jose Ramirez hit one, I think, yesterday. Like these are the types. Ramirez isn't the type to hit a lot of home runs. He's been kind of off and on. Naylor is it's kind of boomer bust too. I had Schwarber written down before I realized how good Barrios was against lefties. So I'm kind of thinking probably get away from Schwarber. I don't know if there's a better option in that game. And then I did have Morel written down for the Cubs once again with the wind blowing out so well at Wrigley Field. I mean, let me see. Baum went 0-4 yesterday. He broke that hitting streak, I do believe. Where's this? I was trying to see something on for the Tigers. I don't really know what made me want to take Torkelson. He hasn't hit a home run yet, but Logan Allen gives up a lot of home runs. So I feel like that's probably not the best game to mess with. So if we were to stick with Walker and Morel, and then we try to figure out somebody from the Phillies to hit a home run, or another game. I mean, shoot, we got Eloy Jimenez on the. Eloy's been hitting some good home runs. He's plus 480. Where we at? Let me look up. Gurriel hasn't been hitting very well, I don't think. In terms of like pitcher versus batter, Stanton and Judge have both hit Verlander, but they don't just in general don't bat very well against them. But against him. Torkelson's hit a home run against Logan Allen. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Stotts hit a home run again. That's another lefty, though. Castellanos, yeah, maybe. Castellanos has actually hit Jose pretty well. He's bats 368 against him with 7 hits and a home run. That might be a pretty good look, Trent. Johnny, yeah, I mean, first off, any Red Sox player, like they don't do anything for me. Rooker has been hitting the ball pretty well. Urena, if he gets up a home run, it would certainly be against Urena, I feel like, has just been bad all the time. And then Gunnar, Trevor Williams has yet to give up a home run, which doesn't mean anything. There's the bullpen and stuff, but the dude has not given up a home run yet, which is a little wild. I think I do like Castellanos though. Trent, good pitcher versus batter matchup too. Where's that game? Where the hell? There it is. That'll give us some better odds too, because it won't be as high because everybody else is lower. Plus 7,994. Has Morel faced this pitcher? I doubt it. No. Baseball savant. Let me look at Morel here real fast. Yeah, I mean, 6 of Morel's 8 home runs have been against righties, so I think Morel's not a bad look statistically, and like with the way the weather's blowing. Castellanos here. Let's see. Splits. He's only hit 2 home runs, both of them been against righties, and he's got good familiarity with Barrios. Who's the third one that I said? Oh, Christian Walker. Y'all can probably. I mean, I'm sure. Is Frankie Montas a righty? Yeah, he is. I mean, Christian Walker's got a hit against them. 6 of his 7 home runs have been against righties. I mean, it all lines up. Theoretically, all 3 of these plays line up. Christian Walker, majority of his home runs against righties, good hitting environment, wind, blowing out left field or whatever. So he's a right-handed hitter, wind blowing out to left field, pull the ball, makes sense. I don't know. Where's his spray chart? All of his home runs are to left field. He doesn't hit them left center, all left field. Perfect. Wind blowing to left field, wind blowing out. He's facing a righty. 6 of his home runs been against righties. Okay. What's the next one? Morel. The majority of his home runs have been against righties. Wind's blowing out. Good home run. And he's been hitting the ball and it's a home run or bust, but he's been hitting home runs. Castellanos has only hit 2 home runs in the year. Both have been against righties. Wind is blowing to right field though, so that's kind of like the one little bit of a downside. I doubt. Let's see. Let's look at his spray chart real fast. If he's hit home runs to right field, this is the perfect one. Oh my gosh. He's hit a home run to right field. I'll take it. He's got left center and right field, so that means he's not really not a massive pull ball hitter. He can go oppo. Oh, TJ, today's the day. Guys, every one of these plays line up perfectly. On paper, these plays are all perfect. Hats off. Today's the day. Dang it. We're going to hit this one. I could do a separate video for home runs too, but I'm not going to do that. What I need to start doing is freaking TikTok. I could clip this, put it on there while we're talking about home runs. Man, I'm just trying to find a way. It's evolve or die, right? Got to find a way to blow up. And hey, look, 23,000 followers and 750 on 23,000 on Twitter, 750 on YouTube. That's good. Don't get me wrong, but I want the blow up. I've never had the blow up. It's all been the grind. Austin, I hate to hear that, man. Hopefully laid off means you can get unemployment or something like that though for the meantime. All right, well, dude, TikTok, I can't TikTok just doesn't work for me. I was doing YouTube shorts. I would take the recap from every one of my videos and make it as a YouTube short. You know, but then TJ, I've also been surrounded by, my old boss had 100,000 Twitter followers. So, I mean, like, I definitely got, a boost. And then, I mean, it just comes. Honestly, like, anytime I do, like, if I win a bet and I'm like, I'm gonna do a $50 giveaway, like, I get like 60 followers, like 60 followers, literally $1, $1 a follower. I've done YouTube shorts too, but all right. That's good. Good show. Good plays. Good ideas. I will. Yeah, TJ, it's just like some of my more successful and like something like I need to start doing more like quote unquote free plays on Twitter. But what's hard is I do all these free plays. So like I need to just do a better job of posting like, oh, okay, like free play for you, like whatever. Even though it's already out, but the people that don't watch the videos, like that's how like people just want to see like quote unquote like free like you win. So like on the times that like I've posted something, I'm like, look, like this is gonna win. Like take this and then join the Discord after, and then like it hits and everyone's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna join the Discord, or oh yeah, like whatever, or it's like, hey, or like TJ, like I used to do like cheat sheets for Thursday night football or like primetime games, and I would give out 5 plays with the Y, and we have a graphic designer put it together. These guys hit it, score a touchdown, yada yada yada. Hey, if we sweep, get all 5 of these in a row, I'll give somebody $100. And I would of course parlay it. So if it hit, then I had that money to do it. And then like, I got popular that way. And then people started looking for the cheat sheets because they, it got posted around because people were like wanted money and like stuff like that, It's a grind. People, want to follow and, because they get something out of it and not all that. I have a lot of like these like single moms that follow me or whatever because they freaking want money from a giveaway, or they're like they follow people that's like surrounded by like people that help make you money or whatever. Anyway, those recap again real fast. White Sox versus Rays over 8. Diamondbacks versus the Reds over 8.5. Cubs team total over 4.5 for the 3 plays today. And then we're going to ride with Walker, Morel, Castellanos for the home run lotto for today. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys back all tomorrow.